Welcome to the AniMoguls. I'm Megabucks.
And I'm Tycoon.
On today's episode of Disney Showdowns, it's Snow White versus the trees / poisoned apple / witch. Now, Snow White's still a child, so they're giving her childlike obstacles to overcome.
Yeah, Snow White's brain is still developing at this point, so even the smallest obstacles seem challenging to her.
She imagines the trees are going to eat her, when it's really just Snow White fighting her dress. Much like a cat chases its tail, we see her running around in a panic. If she would just calm down for 5 minutes and just stay still, she would realize there's nothing after her. But no, she's just screaming like a banshee. Even though it's Snow White's fault that her dress keeps getting caught in the branches, she still thinks that the trees are alive and that they're attacking her. In reality, the whole situation is all in her head. It's a psychological illusion.
And Snow White accepting apples from a stranger? Where were the parents at when this all went down? Or in this case, the dwarves. Sure, they told her not to talk to strangers, but didn't any of the 7 dwarves warn Snow White about the dangers of predatory drugs? I mean, what have they been doing? She's been cleaning the house for them. The dwarves, on the other hand, I mean, aside from offering her room and board, they haven't been giving her too many life lessons. They're just interested in gold digging, or diamond digging.
You would assume, based on their age, that they would try to take on a parental role in her life. Maybe even try to be her big brothers. But, I mean, clearly they're not interested. They just wanted to be there as their maid.
I understand that Sleepy suffers from Sleeping Beauty syndrome. He's tired all the time. He just wants to go to bed. Grumpy has a short fuse.
Dopey straight up dope.
Yeah, Dopey, he's a rehabilitating drug addict. He has his own problems. What about Doc, though? I thought he was the smart one. He's supposed to be the leader of the group.
I guess the dwarves were thinking that, if her parents had taught her morals, why was she even with them in the first place? See, the problem is that Snow White is just naive. This happens again and again and again. She sees an apple, whoever offers it, she eats it. She sees a witch, she runs to her. When she sees a coffin, she lies down in it and falls asleep for God knows how long. The problem is that no one has taught Snow White basic life skills.
And you can't blame her either, because she's barely 11 years old. At least she looks barely 11. And I used to think she was 9. I'm being generous when I say she's 11. But even so, Snow White should have tested that apple. Even if the witch hadn't poisoned it, what if there were pesticides? She should always choose organic.
Snow White did choose organic, because in those days there were no GMOs. But we don't know what the witch was doing. Maybe she's a genetically modified organism herself. She did manage to change her own appearance. I mean, I think the witch from Snow White is actually a transgenic creature of some kind. She's taken the DNA of old people and fused it with her own and become old. What would you call that? Genetic modification, that's what.
So I would say nobody wins this round, because the evil queen, just like Scar from The Lion King, was fighting an underage child.
It just makes you seem a bit lame. Like, go pick on someone your own age.
Well, it looks like we've reached the end of today's Disney Showdown. Click on the annotation to watch our last showdown, where Sleeping Beauty fights Sleep. Keep watching the AniMoguls.